Hi everyone, welcome to my video number 9. In this video I'll talk on nested if else statement. Nested if else statement. Okay, so the form of the nested if else statement, you can look at your notes. So we have this form of if else. So you can see here, that's if the condition 1, and this is the braces for if, the outer if, and then this else is for that outer if. So which means if the condition 1 is not true, so the execution will go direct to the else for that if. Okay, so we will do the statement 3. So if the condition 1 is true, then it goes into the braces immediate after that if, and then it will do the second test, the condition number 2. If this statement is true, then we do statement 1. If this is not true, then it goes to the next f, else that. Okay, so we do the statement 2. So let me recap that. If the first condition is true, we go to the inside if, the inner if, and the check for the condition 2. If it's true, then we do the statement 1. If it's not, it goes to the statement 2. So this statement 2 is the contra of the condition 2. Alright, so it goes to that else, do the statement 2. If the condition 1 is not true, then it goes to the statement 3. And after that, having done that statement 1 or statement 2 or statement 3, so it jump out of the if statement. So it goes to the statement X. So this statement X is located outside of the if statement. So the statement if for if is all the way from that open braces down to the end of else close braces here. That's for the if statement. Okay, so let's see the flow chart of that. Okay, so if you study this, look the general form, and it comes to the flow chart. Look at how the flow chart work as compared to the general form that we have. It should be in line. Okay, so we have the test condition 1. If that is true, we do the second test. If it's true, we do whatever the statement under that test. If it's not true, then we do the statement for that, which is statement 2. And for the first test here, if it's not true, then it goes to the statement 3. Having done all those, then you come up to do the statement X, and then next statement. So this is what we call as a nested if. So if you look at here again, so we call this is nested if because we have if, the outer if, we have the inner if. All right, and we can have many, as deep as you want. It depends on the problem that we deal with. Okay, look at this example. We have almost similar example. Couple of we have example 7, 8, and 9, almost similar, but with slightly changes, it will give different result. Okay, so look at this example number 7. So this is about a company to give a bonus to the employee. Okay, so if age more than 30, so we have two cases here, and then if balance more than 8,000, and for this else means that balance less than 8,000. Okay, so you can see here, the more salary you got, the more bonus you got. So because the bonus you can multiply by 0.04, whereas when you got less than 8,000, the bonus only multiply by 0.03. Okay, so you can see here, if age more than 30, so we have this. So it covers from the maximum salary to the minimum salary. So minimum salary to the maximum salary. So if your age is less than 30, it goes to the next else. So next else, to the next page here. Else, the bonus is 0.03 times balance. So, and finally we work out for the balance is balance plus bonus. So if you look at this example, none of the category left out, from the minimum salary to the maximum salary at any age that working in that company, any age, because you can see here this is for age more than 30, then we have else, which means this else for the age less than 30. Okay, and then also for the salary, you can see if you got your salary more than 8,000, yeah, you can see salary or balance of your deposit. Okay, more than 8,000, we work out the bonus. If less than 8,000, you also have bonus. So none of the category will left out. So, and whereas if you look at the example number 8 here, example number 8, you can see the difference of the arrangement of if. Okay, so look at the example 7 here. We have if, then we have braces, all right, and then else, which is for that braces, for that if, and then we have close braces, then it goes to else for the age. Now, for example number 8 here, if the age is greater than 30 and balance more than 8,000, then we do this, calculate the bonus. Okay, bonus is 0.04 times balance. Else, so this else will go to the closest if. The closest if is that one. So which means this else evaluate for the balance less than 8,000. Okay, it work out for the balance less than 8,000. So if the bonus less than if the balance is less than 8,000, so this is the bonus that we calculate. Okay, and then having done that, it goes to that balance equal to balance plus bonus. So what left out here is that those who are fall into the age less than 30, what happened? Those who are age less than 30. So it seems that it's not calculated, right? It's not calculated, because when age is less than 30, which is the first condition here, is not true, then it's jump out of the jump out of that if. So if is somewhere here. So work out now. Because this part here is still under if statement. That part here. Okay, if you look at the example number 9. Okay, example number 9 here. So we have these braces. So which means if age less than 30, it will work out that part. The bonus is 0.03 times balance. If more than 30, we work out for the balance more than 8,000, then we can calculate what the bonus is. And then having done this, is jump out of that, is come to here. Okay, so you can see the difference between those three. In this case, those who are balanced less than 8,000 will not be calculated here in this case. Okay, so you can read the detail there as I explained. You can read the detail there. Then next example, this is a different example no, for the nested if. Okay, so we input the three integer number, num1, num2 and num3. So if num1 is greater than num2, then if that statement is true, then it goes to the next statement. If next condition, num1 greater than num2. So obviously from there, the maximum number is, or we need we print the num1, which is maximum between num1 and num2, because we have tested for the number if num1 is greater than num2, then num1 is greater than num3, then it's print out num1. Okay, so and if this is not true, if num1 is less than num3, or in other words, num3 is greater than num1, so we print num3. So we print out the greatest between, or the largest number between those three numbers. So if the first condition is not true, which is number 1 less than number 2, which means number 2 is bigger than number 1. Okay, so what we need to do is to check with the number 3. If number 3 is bigger than number 2, remember that number 2 is bigger than number 1, so which means number 2 is bigger, but number 3 is bigger than number 2, which means the maximum is num3. If this is not the case, then the maximum is number 2, because number 2 num2 is we have already compared with the number 1. So we got maximum is, or the largest number is num2. So that's the example of the outputs. You can play around, try to print out this, try to write down on your on your own C. You may just copy this, but try to understand what's going on here. In order to understand this thing, probably you can write something that's to alert you what's going on there. Okay, in this case here, if you have, for example, more than one statement, make sure put in braces, yeah? Open and close braces. Okay, so for the nested if, I've covered that with a couple of examples. All right, now we go to the else if statement. So how many we have now? In my previous video, I have if statement, then we have if else, then we have nested if, then now we have else if. Yeah, else if. So for this case, the general form of that is this. So what is this? If the condition 1 is true, then we do the statement 1. If the condition 1 is not true, it goes to the condition, check for the condition 2. So this is if else, ya, jika tidak. And then if the condition 2 is true, then it goes to statement number 2. So if condition 1 is not true, condition 2 is not true, it goes to condition 3. And if it's true, then do statement 3. If not true, it goes to check the condition 4. If this is true, then you do the statement 4. If the condition 4 is not true, then this else. Conclude everything, you put else there. What is the statement there? And then next statement is X. So all in all here, if all this 1, 2, 3, 4 condition is not true, you do that, then you do the statement X. If any of these conditions true, you do that the appropriate statement. Having done those statements, then it's jump to the statement X. Okay. So it's a bit difficult for me to see whether you understand or not, because I cannot get the feedbacks. But somehow, if difficult for you to follow, you may WhatsApp me, and then probably we could arrange a different medium of lecture. Yeah, I can do that. So this is an example of if else. This example is to determine the grade of a student. All right, to determine the grade of a student, we have let's say we make an exam. The total grade, we can get the total grade. So out of that, of course, who got more than 80, you got A. More than 90, you got A. More than 80, you got B. More than 70, you got C. For 60, 70, less than 60, you got D, and the rest F. Means if it not fall into any of those category, you got F. So the minimum grade for F is what? 59, right? We consider integer 59, or any number less than 60. Okay, so what we do here? So if grade means somewhere here, we already got grade. What number grade is? What the value of grade is? We have that. Okay, and then we check if grade greater than or equal to 90, we give a grade A. If between 80 and 90, so we got B. If we between 70 and 80, C. 60 and 70, we got D, and below 60, we got F. This is a better arrangement, I would say, a better arrangement for C. So you can see in a more in a more systematic way of writing if else. Okay, so those are the explanation for that. So this may be more obvious if we reformat example 11, including every set of braces into that kind of arrangement. But I can tell you, between that and the previous one is much easier to write, and normally the previous one is what normally the programmer do. Okay, because in this case, you can see here, this if else. So I think it's not really nice arrangement. This one is better. Yeah, this one is better. that. The meaning is just the same. Okay, now in the next example here, okay, we consider the example to find the largest integer between those things. So in this case, it's a little bit different programming, but give you the same result. So as I mentioned you at the beginning of our lecture, a couple of videos back, that the effectiveness of the programming is depend on how effective you think, how creative you think. So to make it more compact and effective. Yeah. For this case, if A is greater than B, if not, then it goes to where? This big, this else for that. Alright? That else is for the nearest if. So this else is for that if. Okay, so if A greater than B, if this is true, check. If A greater than C, then we give A to big. So now big have the largest between those three. If it is not, which means C greater than A, and A is already greater than B, so which means the largest number is C. So we assign C to big. Okay, so if this is not true, so we have else if. So this else if, alright, for the outer if, so which means for that. So if A is not greater than B, which means B greater than A, then you need to check B and C. Now, if B greater than C, if the condition is true, which means B is the biggest or the largest, and then we assign B to big. If it is not, remember that B is already bigger than A. B is already bigger than A, and so C is bigger than B, so which means C also bigger than A. Then we give big to C. Okay, and finally we print out the output. We find the biggest or the largest number between those three. Alright, A, B, C, this is the biggest. So this is the output that you got. Okay. So all those this explanation is about what I've explained just now. Look at this another example. You have if so many if there. Okay. If day equal to 1, where 1 we define earlier somewhere up there. Okay. If day equal to 1, then print Sunday. If day equal to 2, then print Monday. Day equal to 3, and so on and so forth. So in this case, day we declare as a character, and we compare it to this number 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3 as a character, and then we obtain all this day from Sunday to Saturday. So you can also write this as that. You can do this. Okay, if day equal to 1, then print Sunday. If day equal to 2, then Monday. If not, day equal to 3, Tuesday, and so on and so forth. Alright, and this way of writing is not efficient, it's not nice. So why? Because we should write if not, then it should be down there, and if not with that, it's come up here. So you put it else if here. So it goes to next example there. This is better way of writing it. Just the same meaning with that. If you print out this, or if you run this program, this part of the program, okay, it just gives the same result there. Okay, so up to this point, I'm expecting you to be able to develop a short program that involve if statements. Okay, I already give you the, in this example, we have many examples. Also given three, we are given three numbers. Find the maximum. You can try using if statement, if else. Find the minimum out of 3. Yeah, don't choose 4, just 3, because 4 might be you need more process, because you need to compare all those 4 numbers. Just 3. Okay, so I think that's it for now. In the next video, I'll go to the logical operators and expression. This is the expression for if. Okay, for the time being, I stop here. Thank you.